Hello there, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Samantha and this is my channel where I talk all about books. Anyway, today I'm coming to you with another weekly reading vlog, and in this week's vlog we are trying to tackle my Spookoplathon TBR because it's currently the 17th of October, so we have exactly 2 weeks left of the readathon, and I have finished one singular book in the whole month. To be fair, I did get married and went on my honeymoon, so that was the first 2 weeks of the month gone, and I thought I would read more, but I did not. Partially because I didn't like the book I was reading, so that didn't help, because even on the flights I barely wanted to read it because I was like, just can't be bothered with this. But obviously I did eventually finish it, so yeah, because of that, and also just the pure chaos of wedding week, which I did not realize how chaotic it was going to be, but it was, especially because I got married in Spain. By the way, I can do a whole big old section about this if you want. If you have any questions about the wedding, feel free to leave them down below and I can answer them in next week's vlog. But yeah, basically I got married in Spain, and so I had loads of people flying in from basically all over the world, including my childhood best friend. She came all the way from the Caribbean and I hadn't seen her in 14 years. So it was incredible, insane, incredible. It was so amazing to see her. Anyway, but yeah, because I had people who I hadn't seen in years, I had lots of catching up to do with people as well. So I had normal wedding planning stuff and also just seeing people, and it was so chaotic, but in the best way. So thank God we went on our honeymoon right after. I had a full week of just first of all, the introvert in me got to recover because I didn't see anyone. Not that I'm complaining, I loved seeing everyone, but yeah, I fully got to recharge my nervous system and actually catch up on sleep and just have a relaxing time. So yeah, it was really great, zero complaints. But yeah, because of that I did not read. So yeah, I've got a lot of reading to do. So for this week I thought what I would do is challenge myself to reading at least 100 pages every day, because also I'm just really out of the habit of reading every day because I obviously wasn't doing that for 2 weeks and most of this week as well. So yeah, I'm really out of that habit and I want to get back into it. We're gonna do 100 pages at least every day and see how much I can actually read during this week. So yeah, I thought I would go over the sort of options that I have for this week. There are lots because I still have 6 books left to read, but that's okay. Anyway, but I'm currently reading The Crimson Moth by Crimson Moth, which is the same as Heartless Hunter, but we just call it The Crimson Moth in the UK for some reason. But anyway, this book, and I'm enjoying it so far. I'm about a quarter of the way through. It's been a little bit slow getting into it, but I feel like I'm getting to a more interesting part. I mean, it wasn't slow, it was just a lot of introductions to characters, and there are lots of characters. So I feel like I was kind of just taking it slowly so that I could try and remember who all the characters are. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I read a little bit more this morning, so I've already read 35 pages for the day, so I've got 65 more pages to read. So I will be reading a little bit more later. Anyway, but the other options I have are, I was choosing between this book and Bridge Kingdom, but I think I'm gonna go with this one, and that is Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Mamskalko. I don't know, I'm just kind of in the mood for it, although this is a chunker. This is over 500 pages, so maybe if Bridge Kingdom is shorter, I might go for that one instead because damn. Speaking of ridiculously long books and crazy decisions, I have decided to swap out a book. I was going to read The Nightingale for the Leatherface space, which is reading a book where family is a big part of the plot. So I was going to read The Nightingale, but instead, I've really been in the mood for, I can't believe I'm doing this to myself, A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. And this book is 750 pages. So I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I do also have the audiobook of this though, which is part of the reason I'm putting it on here because I don't have any other audiobooks. But yeah, I have got the audiobook out from the library at the moment. So I'm I can listen to the audiobook while I do my new hyperfixation, which is cross stitch. I basically got a cross stitch kit 3 years ago for Christmas. Haven't touched it until this week because I got home from the wedding and I was like, what the hell do I do with my life now? Because there's just this big gaping hole where wedding planning was. Anyway, so I've thrown myself into this project and now I can't stop because I'm addicted. So yeah, it would be good to have an audiobook, so that's why I'm putting this one on the TBR, even though it's a dumb choice because of its size and the fact that I got 2 weeks, so I might regret that later. And then I've got 2 other books on my Kindle, which are The Courting of Bristol Keats and The Teller of Small Fortunes, and I'm not going to swap those out for anything because those are arcs, so I have to read them before November, hopefully. So yeah, the only other book that could be swapped out is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. This is for the prompt of reading a book with a building on the cover, but if I don't want to read this, and I do really want to read The Nightingale, then I realized I can read that one because it's got the freaking Eiffel Tower on it, which is building. So I don't know why I didn't put that together before, but yeah, could read The Nightingale or I could read this depending on what I feel like. This one is, oh, this one's actually not that long. It's 370 pages, which is definitely doable. Those are all of my options. For now, I'm going to continue on reading The Crimson Moth and I'm going to finish that first. As I said, I've got to read 65 more pages today at least. least. Anyway, I'm also studying again at the moment, so I think I'm gonna go study a little bit more, and then I want to go for a walk while it's sunny because that's something I'm trying to do this autumn, because we get so much gray during autumn here that whenever it is sunny, I want to try and take advantage of that as much as possible. I'm gonna try and go for a walk this afternoon and do some more reading and do some more of my cross stitch, and that sounds like a lovely afternoon. Here's part of the massive TBR for the next 2 weeks, although this vlog is only going to be a week long, and I'll do another one. We'll see how much of this I can get done this week. Who knows? Beautiful girl. Look at you. You're so beautiful. You're so pretty. She's so pretty. Hello, good morning. It's Friday, the next day, and I actually ended up reading so much yesterday. I did go for my hot girl walk in the afternoon, and actually it was so nice. I'm really glad I did that because today it is literally foggy, very much giving twilight today. So I'm glad I went for my walk yesterday. Also, it was just really good to get out of the house and do something because I haven't been back to the gym yet since we went for our wedding and honeymoon because I've been battling this freaking cold. It's like not even a cold, but I just have this cough which I can't shake, and it always starts up again in the mornings, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to go to the gym and start coughing all over the place. That's a whole lot of rambling to say. I haven't really done any exercise this week, so it was really good to actually get out of the house and go for a walk yesterday. I also did read a bunch. I read well over 100 pages. I read 189 pages yesterday between the Crimson Moth and a book that I said I wasn't going to start. I said I was only going to focus on the Crimson Moth, but I've been obsessed with my cross stitch, so I wanted to start an audiobook. So I am listening to A Court of Thorns and Nope. This one's not A Court of Thorns and Roses. I am listening to A Court of Silver Flames on audio, and actually an audiobook is definitely the way to go right now for me because, as I said, I am addicted to this cross stitch. So yeah, I like sat down for like an hour and a half yesterday and just cross stitched and listened to this audiobook. So I read 125 pages of this last night, and then I also read whatever makes it up to 89 pages. 64? Yeah, 64 pages of The Crimson Moth yesterday, and I'm actually really enjoying both of these books. I feel like The Crimson Moth is starting to get a little bit more interesting. Not that I wasn't enjoying it before, but I feel like I'm really getting into it now, which is why it's kind of a silly move to start another book, but it's fine. This is audio, so it's a bit different, although I do kind of want to like physically read this and like annotate it. But I think I'm just not in that mood right now, so I'll probably reread this at some point and do it then if I enjoy it. But so far, like, I am enjoying it. It's funny because when I first read ACOSF, literally like 10 years ago when it came out, I think it came out in 2015, so yeah, it will be like 10 years next year. Anyway, but when I first read it, I didn't like Nesta at all. I hated her, actually, and that continued throughout the whole series. I was like, I hate Nesta. But then as I've been rereading it, I have a new appreciation for her, and I think actually like she was a slightly misunderstood character before, and like she has so much trauma, so I kind of get it now. However, I feel like any growth we had from her before, she's kind of regressed as a character. She's back in sort of an annoying, not annoying, but a frustrating position. I don't know, but I'm still like enjoying it so far. I will say I wish there was less of some of the characters from the last books, mainly the main couple. I'm trying not to spoil it in case you don't know, but Feyre and her endgame, by the end of A Court of Wings and Ruin, and specifically after I read the novella, I can't remember what it's called because I got rid of it because I hated it, Court of Frost and Starlight. After that book and that novella, I was so sick of Feyre and her mate, so I like don't want to read about them anymore, and they're still popping up a lot in this book, obviously, but like I thought it would be less about their relationship, and it's still about their relationship, and I'm like, can we move on from them because it's been a long time? And I don't know if I'm like in the minority here or what, but like I'm kind of over them. I do love them, but also I'm like, okay, I'm ready to focus on different characters now. Maybe it's a bit of fan service, but I am no longer a fan. But I am, and like when I reread it, I am. But at this point in time, I'm like, I just want to read about Nesta and Cassian. I want to see the other side characters from the inner circle, but I don't want to see Feyre and her mate. I'm trying not to spoil it, but like honestly, if you haven't read these books, are you going to? Because it's been 10 years. So yeah, I'm going to definitely listen to more of this today while I do some more cross stitching because I'm loving it. But I'm currently studying, so I'm going to finish the unit that I'm on, and then I'm going to take a break, and I don't know if I'm going to read or what. I want to finish what I'm doing and then get ready for the day. Oh, also look at my cute bookmark. isn't this so pretty? I got it in Malaga, which is where I got married, and I didn't even think about collecting bookmarks from places that I visit. I've always collected mugs, which I love, but I've now got a massive mug collection. Not because I've traveled that much, but I, get them when I travel, and then I also get them just because I find cute ones around. But anyway, so I have a lot of mugs, and it's a bit of a problem. However, bookmarks are so small, and I don't really have that many nice bookmarks. Yeah, I actually need to go through my bookmark collection and get rid of some because I have some which are like really old. This has become my new souvenir, is I'm gonna get bookmarks everywhere I go. So I got this one in Malaga, and then we went to Corfu for our honeymoon, and I got a bookmark there, although it just says Greece, and it was really annoying. I was like struggling to find bookmarks, so I literally got like the first one I saw because I hadn't seen them anywhere else, and then literally like the next day I saw like 5 different places which had ones which were much nicer, and I should have just bought another one, but I was like, no, that's wasteful. Like, I've committed now. It was a little bit annoying, but it's fine. Anyway, I'm really rambling at this point, so goodbye. I will talk to you later. Hello there, good morning. It's Saturday. I am up and ready for the day. I'm going out with my sister at 11-ish. We're gonna go to this Asian supermarket near us because I've run out of dumplings, which is a catastrophe. But I did end up finishing a course that I was doing. So I finished that at like 2 p.m. and then I took the rest of the day off and I went for a nice little hot girl walk. I read some more. I've also been working my cross stitch, which I'll show you in a second. I worked my cross stitch a bunch, which meant I listened to a bunch of the audiobook of A Quarter Silver Flames. So I'm now a third of the way through. I'm on page 250 and I'm really enjoying this. I am. I will say it's definitely smuttier than the other books earlier on. Like, I'm a third of the way through and there have already been 3 smutty things that have happened. So definitely smuttier than the rest of the ACOSF series, but I am enjoying it. The only thing I will say is that it is reminding me so much of A Court of Wings and Ruin, which is book number 3. They're kind of in a really similar situation as they were in ACOWAR, without spoiling what it is. But yeah, I don't know, kind of feels like she didn't really have an idea for this one, but I mean, I'll see where it goes. I will read some more of this later because I am going to do more of my cross stitch, which I'll show you in a second, but I'm not going to read anything right now. I was thinking about it, but then I've also got to a really exciting part of the Crimson Moth, which I'll get to. So yeah, after I finished with my audiobook listening and cross stitching for the day, I did pick up the Crimson Moth again, which is so funny because I've said to myself I wasn't gonna read 2 books at the same time, especially if they're both romantasy, but because they're so different, I feel like it's fine. I'm not getting confused at the moment. Anyway, but yeah, I still wanted to read some more of the Crimson Moth last night, and it honestly got to such an exciting part. I did not want to stop reading. I kept on reading one more chapter. I literally like took my Kindle with me when I went to go brush my teeth because I was like, I need to keep reading. And yeah, I'm about 40% of the way through, so I didn't read that much yesterday, but what I did read was super exciting. Like I said, I was thinking about doing some more cross stitch, but actually I just want to read the Crimson Moth, so I think I'm going to do that before my sister arrives. But yeah, I keep teasing it, so here it is. This is the cross stitch. So this is it. It is quite large and it is very time consuming, but I am really enjoying it. And it's basically this cat and it's going to be super colorful, and at the moment I'm just working on the black because that was the first color, and the black actually corresponds to the yellow because they use like contrasting colors. So I've got this bit to do, I've got a few bits here, and then this really long side piece that is going to take days, but I am enjoying it and I don't need to rush it. There's no rush. I keep reminding myself because I had like a goal to finish all of the black this week, but actually like it doesn't matter. There's no deadline for this. It's just because I really like it. But this is what it's going to look like when it's done. So it's just like this really colorful cat with some black accents. Anyway, I'm gonna go read until my sister gets here. Hello. I was gonna say good morning, but it's actually already afternoon. It's Monday. I didn't speak to you yesterday because, to be honest, I was just kind of not having a good day. I was like a little bit sad all day, but I did do some reading yesterday. I read some more of the Crimson Moth. I actually read like 20%-ish. So I read a decent chunk yesterday, and I did a little video editing. I did a little bit of my cross stitch. I didn't listen to any more of A Quarter Silver Flames because I was just like trying to finish the Crimson Moth, but I didn't in the end. I also didn't read 100 pages yesterday. I read 90 something. I can't remember exactly. And the day before on Saturday, oh my god, I think the last time I updated was right before my sister came, and then we went to this Asian supermarket near us and we bought a bunch of stuff. I did some damage. A lot of it was like stocking up on stuff that I needed anyway, but I did buy 10 pounds worth of dumplings because you just need that many dumplings in your life, you know? Did a bit of damage, but it was worth it because it was stuff that I needed, and a few snacks to try. But she was actually here all day because we ended up buying a few things that we both wanted to try, so we shared them for lunch, and then we ended up playing cards a bunch because we always play cards a bunch. Anyway, so yeah, didn't really read very much on Saturday. I read 1 chapter, but it's okay because I'm sure that on average over those 4 days, I read 400 pages, even if it was not 100 per day. So I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, today's a new day. Anyway, but I've done a little bit more reading already this morning. I woke up at 7:15 and I went downstairs and I did have a little bit of screen time, which I'm trying to work on actually, but not today apparently. But then I stopped myself and I started reading, and I was reading the Crimson Moth for like 40 minutes. So I did make a pretty decent chunk, and I'm now over 75% of the way through. I have less than 100 pages to go. So I really want to finish it today. Not because I'm like, oh, I want to be done with it, but just because I'm enjoying it. And I feel like we've got to a twist, which to be honest, I kind of saw coming, but it's fine. But yeah, we've got to a twist and I think we're really coming to the climax of the book. Yeah, I'm excited to find out what happens. And then I think the next book I'm going to start after this is The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Long, because I have an arc of that. It comes out on the 5th of November and I want to read it before it comes out. And also that's just super different from The Crimson Moth or A Court of Silver Flames, because those are both romantasy and this one is not at all. This one is just a cozy fantasy. So it'll be nice to read something that's in a different subgenre, because I have a lot of romantasy books on this TBR, and as much as I'm in the romantasy mood, I feel like I could get tired of it potentially. So I cannot open this. Anyways, yeah, I did do a little bit of reading this morning, and then I went to the gym with Alex, and I honestly thought I was going to simultaneously throw up and pass out, because I basically took like a month off from the gym with the wedding and honeymoon, and then also like not going last week. I basically took a full month off from the gym, and it was really hard today, and I did think I was gonna die. Anyway, and yeah, I've just got home from the gym, showered, so you can see I'm putting on some makeup. I might film today. I really want to film the end of the year book tag, but I don't know. I also need to edit a video because I was supposed to post something yesterday and I didn't. I did edit some of it, but I didn't finish editing it, so I need to finish editing that, and then also do some like job applications and stuff. I might start the next course. I don't know. I have one course left and they're all really short, so I'm like, if I start it today I can probably finish it before the end of the week. But I also need to look at some of the jobs that I applied to last week and see what next steps I need to do. It's gonna be a busy day. Anyway, and also we're having a food box delivery today. Sorry, I was in the middle of talking and then my mom got home and I thought it was the order that I was literally just talking about. I was just saying that we are getting a food delivery order today. It's this thing called Gusto. It's like HelloFresh. Anyway, so yeah, it's a like a meal delivery service, because actually it's really easy, and also because we had a discount, so it's actually cheaper than groceries at the moment. So I feel like super lazy doing it, especially because I love cooking and I've got the time right now to do it, but it's just easier. Anyway, so I'm waiting for that to arrive, but I'm gonna go do some stuff while I wait for it to arrive. Anyway, that is all. I will come back to you once I've read something more. Oh, good morning. It's Tuesday. I just got home from the gym literally like 45 minutes ago, and then I just had some breakfast and now I'm gonna like get ready for the day. But I have exciting news. I finally finished another damn book. About time. It's only taken me 3 weeks to finish 2 books, but it's fine. But I finished reading The Crimson Moth last night. I was absolutely determined. I was like, we are finishing this book today. Yeah, like at one point I got up to like brush my teeth and Alex was like, oh, it's bedtime now. And I was like, nope, I'm finishing this book. I enjoyed The Crimson Moth, but I did not love it, and I thought I was gonna love it, so I'm a little bit disappointed. I don't know if I've actually spoken about my thoughts or like what this book is about, so if I haven't, I'm just gonna give a little recap now. But this is basically a sort of young adult, but it does have a little bit of smut, so I'd say it's more new adult. Also, like the characters like I think 18 and 20, so like new adult romantasy with witches, and basically witches used to be in charge, but they were overthrown 2 years ago, which was a weird thing, but we'll get to that in a second. Anyway, they were overthrown 2 years ago, and they literally used to like rule this land, and the royal family of witches were all killed off, and now they are really strict and there's no magic allowed. Witches are killed. Our main girly, Rune, her best friend Alex, his brother is the head of the Blood Guard, which are the people who hunt down the witches. So yeah, he's a witch hunter. She's a witch. And by day, she basically masquerades as like this airhead, like socialite. That's all she's good for. However, at night, she rescues witches who have been captured and are, you know, waiting for their death. She rescues them and sends them off to a land where they're allowed to exist. And she's called the Crimson Moth. So basically, Gideon, who is Alex's brother, has been hunting the Crimson Moth for years, the 2 years that it's been going on. And all of a sudden, he starts suspecting Rune as being the Crimson Moth. So he decides to court her to find out. And basically she wants to court him because he has intel that's valuable for her. So basically they start courting each other, but they don't actually think they're interested in each other. But obviously there's a bit of a romance. I enjoyed this book. As I said, I did enjoy it, but there were certain things that just really irked me. Like, one of the main things was the fact that this whole revolution was only like 2 years old. It felt really weird to me because I feel like oftentimes in all the fantasy books I read, like most of the time, the revolution has happened like at least 10 years before. Like, it needs some time for things to like get sorted out. So the fact that they did all this in just 2 years seems unrealistic to me. I don't know. I say it's unrealistic. It's literally, it's witches, but you know what I mean, hopefully. So yeah, it just felt unrealistic to me, and it would have made more sense for me if it had happened like 10 years ago. And yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. And also then the characters would have been a little bit older. That also would have made more sense because like, how is this 20-year-old the head of the Blood Guard? I don't understand. And I don't know. That was just something that like irritated me a little bit, just because like it didn't irritate me, but it just distracted me. And then also I feel like the pacing was a little bit off. Like at the end, everything seemed to happen super quickly. The end is a bit chaotic. So yeah, everything kind of went quite quickly. And I also thought that like quite a few things were very predictable. So I don't know. It like wasn't a new favorite. I think something else that didn't help was that I read Serpent and Dove in July, I think. And that is also a witch and a witch hunter. And I actually think that that's better than the Crimson Moth, or at least I had a better time with Serpent and Dove. Like, I could not put that book down. I think that book's over 500 pages and I finished it in like 3 days, including like when I was working, and I still like just sped through it because I could not stop reading. Whereas this book, like, it took me a week, which isn't that long, but like I definitely could put it down and I wasn't like itching to get back to it. Even at the end, I wasn't like, oh my god, I need to finish because I wanted to know. I needed to finish because I wanted to be done with it. But yeah, I did enjoy it, and I will definitely read the next book because it's only a duology as well, so I'll finish it. And that comes out in February, so it's still kind of fresh in my mind. But I ended up giving that a 3.75, which is very specific, but I was putting it into the call pile and it came out as like basically around 3.75. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed because I thought it was going to be like potential 5-star material, but it was not. It was just a little bit of a letdown. I did like the romance, I will give you that. Anyway, I also started reading The Teller of Small Fortunes earlier this morning before I went to the gym, and I've read a couple chapters. I think I'm like 25 pages in, so I really haven't read that much, but that's good so far. Definitely very much a change of pace. This one's a cozy fantasy, so yeah, this will be nice to switch things up a little bit. So I'll probably read some more of that later, and I'm definitely going to listen to some more of Court of Silver Flames today while I'm doing my cross stitch. But for now, I need to go study because I started a new course yesterday. I didn't actually do any of it because I was so tired yesterday, so I just didn't really do much because I was just like exhausted. I kept on like looking into things, but I didn't actually like do anything super concrete. Like, I don't have anything to show for it, but I was doing stuff anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna have a shower, get ready for the day, and then I'm gonna study and I'll read later, and I'll update you once I've got something to tell you about. Say hello. Say meow. Okay, don't say anything. Hello there, good evening. It is Wednesday. The sun is actually setting right now, so the lighting is not very good. I apologize, but I don't want to turn on the main light right now. But anyway, it's quite late in the day because we've had kind of a busy and also frustrating day because basically Alex had a hospital appointment this morning. If you don't know, my husband Alex was in a motorcycle accident 2 years ago and he still hasn't recovered fully. So it's been a long recovery process and it's still ongoing. And anyway, so he had this follow-up appointment and it was really annoying because they said to come at 8:20 for his x-ray, so we did. And then his appointment was supposed to be at 9, but for some reason they changed it and didn't tell us. So it was actually at 9:50. So we went and got a coffee. So then we came back and then they were 2 hours late. And by the time he actually went in, his appointment was literally 7 minutes. So it was like, are you kidding me? We were at the hospital for like 3.5 hours and it's like, are you kidding me? For a 7-minute appointment and like a 10-minute x-ray, like, are you kidding me? It's so frustrating. Anyway, and then afterwards we were both really hungry and also we just like haven't been on a date in ages. So he's like, well, why don't we go for lunch? So we went to this ramen place and actually it was so good. And they had like a lunchtime deal on, which was excellent because neither of us are making money right now. So we shouldn't be spending money at all, but it's kind of nice just go out once in a while. So yeah, we went out for a little ramen date and then we came back and I've just been working on editing a video literally all afternoon because it was a reading vlog which I filmed weeks ago, like it was before the wedding, and I edited like half of it the other day and I just could not be bothered to edit the last half, and it was literally fine, but it just took a while to edit and then I had to watch it through, make sure everything was okay, and I had to cut out more stuff and I had to watch it through again. It was just all a very time consuming process. Yeah, but I did read a bit yesterday, which is what I really came on to tell you about. I listened to some more of Court of Silver Flames whilst doing my cross stitch last night. I was actually like feeling really down yesterday because basically I saw a couple people's videos where they were like moving house or like decorating their apartment or whatever, and it just made me really sad because I would love for us to have our own house. We actually nearly bought a place like 2 years ago right before Alex's accident, but then obviously we couldn't. Yeah, it was like not gonna happen. So we've really put that on hold for over 2 years now, and it's just really frustrating because as much as I'm super grateful that I get to live at home and I like living at home in some aspects, in other aspects I really just want to move out and get on with our lives a little bit. Like, I just feel like I'm really stuck because I feel like I'm back in the same position I was when I finished university. Like, I don't currently have a job, which is my own doing, to be fair, and I will get a job very soon, I hope. But yeah, like, I don't have a job, I'm back at home, like, yeah, I'm just in a frustrating position and there's nothing I can really do about it at the moment. It's just a waiting game. Like, I know things will change, but it's just like thinking about how it's gonna take like at least another year, and it's like very frustrating. Anyway, but something that I really want to do is I want to get a nice comfy chair for our room, because we have like a dining chair in our room and it's really uncomfortable, and like sometimes I want to spend time in our room because like I want to be nice and cozy because Alex will be in there and like I want to hang out with him but like do my own thing. And I don't want to just be in bed for like hours, because sometimes I'll get in bed at like 8 o'clock and I'll go to sleep till like 11 and I'm just like sitting there reading, but like I'd rather sit in a chair than in the bed. Anyway, so I've been looking at getting a chair, and so I spent a lot of time yesterday looking for chairs, and I also, it was like Stuff Your Kindle romance edition yesterday, so I bought a few Kindle books. Well, I didn't buy them because they were free, but yeah, I got 5 Kindle books, so I was doing that. Anyway, and I also listened to ACOSF Flames whilst doing my cross stitch, and I'm still enjoying it. There was another steamy scene. Like, I'm literally like 45% of the way through and we've already had 4 steamy scenes, and I'm like, okay, Sarah, keep it in your pants. And then I also read a little bit more of The Teller of Small Fortunes last night and also this morning while we were waiting around. So I'm like 25% of the way through, and I'm definitely enjoying it a little bit more now. When I read the first 2 chapters, I was a bit like, I'm a little bit bored, but obviously that's quite unfair because it's literally the beginning of a book and it is a cozy fantasy, so like it's not going to be super like intense plot right away. But yeah, I was a bit like, I don't know, but now I'm like, no, I'm into it, I'm enjoying it. We've got introduced to some other characters who are going to be like main characters as well. So yeah, I'm having a good time. I just couldn't really focus while we were in the hospital because like I kept on waiting for them to call her name and they didn't. So yeah, it was like really frustrating. But anyway, yeah, it's now like 6 o'clock, so I'm going to make some dinner soon and then probably do my cross stitch and listen to Quarters of Flames and also read more of The Teller of Small Fortunes later. But anyway, this vlog has been going on for a week, so I'm going to end it here and I'm going to start a new one tomorrow for the last week of the readathon, and I still have 5 books on my TBR, so it's unlikely to happen, but if you want to know what happens next, check out the next vlog. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this week. I'm sorry there's been like literally no b-roll in this week. It's literally just been me yapping, but yeah, I'm like going through a weird stage in my life right now. I felt like yapping. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that if you did, please give a thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you next week with another vlog and hopefully very soon with another sit down video. So I'll see you then. Bye.